Ready for start selected.
Okay, welcome back. What a kerfuffle that was. This is take 2 of this particular video. The Avro. Oh, crumbs. Hold up a minute. Now I'm knocking my mic off. Hold up a sec. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, take 2. We nearly had a part 3 coming up then. Yeah, part 2 of the Just Flight Avro Vulcan B2 bomber. We did manage to take off, but we had some graphics problems. We've just had an SU-14 update, which seems to have messed things up a little bit. I had a look at my computer, and I saw that the power supply inside was caked in dust. So I thought it might be that, it might be overheating. So gave that a hoover out, and the whole unit, took the graphics card out, gave that a clean up, and everything else inside. And then it occurred to me, there have been people saying that since SU-14 there's people have been getting quite a bit of stuttering, so I've looked into it. So cut a long story short, we've gone from using Nvidia game drivers back to the studio drivers, and I must say now there's been a vast difference, and a vast increase in frames per second as well. So yeah, and I do remember about a year ago having to do something similar because the Nvidia game drivers were messed up. That we actually went and just used the normal studio drivers. DLSS still works with it, so that's an added bonus. Right, so we're in ready for start, I do believe. Fuel pumps are on. We'll just get the fuel cocks on the throttles started. Give that about 10% power for our initial startup. As we can see, a bit of cloud out there, so we will put the anti-icing on. Yeah, until I was rudely interrupted. I think, where did we get to before, when it started all going wrong? It was about Swindon, wasn't it? When we got down there. So we'll keep an eye on it this time. Right, so we're going to do the rapid start. So that's starting all 4 engines in one go. That's what they call their QRA mode. This jet was designed, rather than what you conventionally do, start each engine individually. These aircraft were designed to get off the ground very quickly. These were nuclear strike bombers after all, so they had to do that. So they had this built in, and yeah, let's we'll be on the way any second now. Want to make sure the map's loaded in. Now we're also going to be testing the primitive autopilot system, which is partly down here. This is the main unit for it. And then we've got a little control console on the main dash, as it were. Here, we'll go through them settings as well as we progress. First thing we're going to do, we're going to test to see if the TACAN system works, which is the tactical navigation system. Bit like the VORs they use in civil life, but we can use both here. But today we're going to be testing the military and civilian out, so we need to put it into military mode. Put the ACAS on as well. We need to set the TACAN to transmit and receive. Right, so we're up Verizon Orton. The TACAN number is channel is 56X. There's 56. We're already in X mode. That's good. Oh no, what we'll do. there's no point having it tuned to this one, isn't it? We'll go to the Boscombe down one, which is 19X. 19. So as soon as we take off, we're near enough doing a left turn. We're heading southwest from runway 25, and as you can see here on the map on the GPS unit, if I just zoom out a little bit, as you can see, EVGA, we are literally passing over Fairford, and then down to Swindon, down to Roughton, and across the Lynham. So we're checking out some of the old fields. We'll have a look at the map in a minute. We'll just get things started. Okay, it's looking all good. Right, hopefully the graphics are running all right your end so far, but we was fine before, so I'm a bit suspicious to see as to what occurs here. Right, okay, fueling wires, well, 100%, so yeah, it's going to be a bit of a draggy takeoff. Right, so fuel cocks have been done. All set there, just make sure we're in takeoff mode. Yep, and let's get this beast started.
Rise Norton Ground X-Ray Hotel 562. Quebec request taxi for takeoff west departure.
X-Ray Hotel 562 taxi to and hold short of runway 25. Contact tower on 123.725 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 25562.
Successful start there, so we can port the air unit back to normal. We can come off on the ignition. The aileron rudder and elevator systems, there's no alarms down there, which is good. We'll put the radio into transmit receive. Okay, so we can close the bomb doors, close the crew doors, which will quieten it down a little bit in here, which wouldn't be a bad thing. Brilliant, right, take chocks away. Right, so we don't need lighting in here, otherwise it just looks glary. There we go. Just love the detail that Just Flight have made in the cockpit detail, as well as the external features as well, which we'll have a look at as we progress through the flights. But literally every dial and switch knob works in here and is functional. It's a bit of a strange beast to fly because it's a bit of a cross between a bomber and a fast jet, and it flies more like a fast jet, and it doesn't really like low speeds. It hasn't got flaps, so trying to get this thing set up for landing is a challenge, as well as using the autopilot system, as you'll find out. Right, what we'll do, we'll get the autopilot system warmed up. When I say warmed up, it's even got like a mechanical gyro in there that takes 10 to 15 seconds to warm up. So what we're waiting for here on this panel is you've got the ready state. Once we power it up, the white flag will come up on this lens here, and that will indicate that the gyro's set as well. And it will flip over to in once we engage it in whatever configuration we're going to set the autopilot up for. Initially, we're going to go for GPS, as this has got the mod. It's pretty similar to what they've done with the XH558 display model, and integrated it on here by turning it to remote. Bomb mode is literally heading mode. We got localizer mode, then we got glide path mode as well for the ILS, and then you got height approach. DASM's non-functional. Mac is AIS airspeed indicated airspeed. IAS indicated airspeed mode as well. So. Okay, right, all set down here. Did I put the AEO on? I don't think I did. Yes, I did. Right, okay. Makes a change. You remember to do something. Okay, so we're taxiing out to runway 25. Let's take a quick look at our map so, you know, clear what we're doing. Here we are at Guy's Norton. We're heading off in a southwesterly direction from runway 25. Around about 5-6 miles, we'll take a left turn over Fairford, and then turning to the southeast down towards Swindon, east of Swindon, and then we take a southwesterly round to Roughton Airfield, which is now disused. It's an industrial estate. British Museum use it for storage. Over another recently disused Royal Air Force Base, down to Lynham, and then we're heading down to Boscombe. Boscombe is the one that we're going to set up. Well, we should have set up the TACAN just to test that. We'll try a bit of guidance on the TACAN as well. Down from the National Forest, we come out by Lymington, passing the Isle of Wight, and then we head west. And our first sweep point of this exercise will take a circuit sweep around Lowworth Ranges, off to the Dorset coast. We've got Portland, Weymouth, along to Lyme Regis, and then into Devon, Paynton, Salcombe, and we go across to Plymouth, which is our second observational point, which is HMS Devonport down there, and then we've got a couple more targets up on the North Cornwall coast as well. So there we go. That's a little bit of an overview of what we're doing. We'll then be going up and then across the Crystal Channel, up on the northeasterly, all the way back to Guy's Norton, which is here. Right, let's get on with it then, shall we? So lights are on, parking brake is off. Let's get a nose view, see where we're going. So straight out from this parking stand, we have to cross the runway to come back on to ourselves to get to the threshold. Sounds are really good. I love the fact that we got on this particular version of the Vulcan, we got the 200 series engines, which have that spine-chilling howl when they go full throttle. Plenty busy here at Guy's Norton. Loads of aircraft to have a look around. Even the government's plane there, that A330. Let's get an external view, shall we? Right, I'll just quickly test to see if the air brakes are working. Last time they were inverted, so this time they seem to be okay. Brilliant. Gear lever's in the correct position this time as well. Yeah, it all went wrong on the last flight. check. Nothing coming left or right on the runway. And then we chuck a left up here, round to the threshold. Probably one thing I'm going to have to adjust is the old nose steering sensitivity. It is a bit sensitive, far more sensitive than the real thing, I would imagine. Okay, right, scale permissions.
62 ready at runway 25 west departure.
Right, what heading we on
X-ray
here?
Hotel 562, wind 270, F4. Departure to the west approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 25.
Right, so we'll set the HSI up to 254.
Runway 25562.
Heading bug on set for that. Is it 25? Let's have a look. 255 actually. Not that it's going to be any precision on this with the markings on the scale on this. Right, there's 240, 250, 255. Right, just check the approach is clear, nothing else on the runway, and parking brake off. Right, you have to put quite a bit of stick forward on this on takeoff because the nose just want to come up quite early. So we'll hold on the brakes for a minute, stick forward, we'll just get the RPMs up to about 40%, and off the brakes once stable. If it looks stable, good. And off we go. loads up very gently, because you can easily hit the tail with this thing. Okay, we'll put this in altitude hold, so we're not going up too high, we're going up to a couple of thousand feet.
Rise Norton Tower, X-Ray Hotel 562.
Put that into remotes
West departure.
and height modes.
Rise Norton Tower, X-Ray Hotel 562, 1,300 feet to land.
And into track mode. Oh, right, okay, there we go. There's our first problem. I told you this was a touchy bit of kit. Alright, so we'll bring this under to some managed control. We're up to 3,800 already. Right, so we'll trim out the aircraft until we get this autopilot sorted out. Stabilise the speed, we should be alright. Right, okay, so there we go, we can leave that out there. Right, to reset the autopilot, should be just one touch down here, back to here, bring the power back on, wait 10-15 seconds, making sure she's not creeping up too much again. There we go, we've got the ready light there. Put it in altitude mode, engage that, and engage track. And she should come back on target. Once we got on our bearing, back onto it. Well, we're not too far off it anyway. Taking that turn down towards Fairford, we should see Fairford. There's Fairford down there. The airfield. I want to lose some height. I want to get us back down to about 2,000. Right, so speed at the moment, 210 knots. We'll get that sorted out. First of all, what we're going to do, we're going to bleed off the speed now, because this is what you have to do with the autopilot in this. You have to take it out, put it back into indicated airspeed. Want to lose some height, so we'll come off the throttles. And the plane will automatically, as you can see here, will want to reduce height once you pull them revs off. Autopilot in terms of tracking is doing its thing. So at about 1,500 feet a minute should do us. Probably not a good thing to try and adjust it while she's in a turn. Right, it's down to 3,100. That was Roughton down there. I just saw a load of solar panels. Right, now she's out of that turn, she should start heading down a bit more now. So about another 900 feet and we'll put it back into height mode. It's 2,700. 2006, 2005, 2004. Okay, by the time I've done this, switch it back to alt mode, so that should pick us up around about 2 2,100, 2,200, something like that. So it's all pretty much non-precision guesswork here. Okay, once she settles in height, which it looks like it is, around about 2,200, we can get up to 250 knots. We remain below, or 250 knots, as we're below 10,000 feet. Right, we do have a warning on the dash, and that looks like, what's that? Give that a reset. There you go. That's probably when the autopilot tripped out. Has tricked the auto trim there, so hopefully now that's eradicated. Right, we'll put the map up the top there so we can see what we're doing. So we're currently over at Redlands Airfield. Let's have a quick look. It's down there somewhere. And we're just turning on to, oh, Rowton. Right, so a couple of miles away from it, you can just see it in the distance there. Ah, right, that looks like the autopilot's kicked out again. I'm wondering, you see, this is what I was trying to explain to Kerno the other day. You make any adjustments or reset anything and that autopilot just doesn't like it. Right, so I've got to retrim the aircraft now. This is what I mean, all the fun of flying the Vulcan. Okay, just a little bit more. Let's get her close to zero there. So is that auto trim tripped again? Yes, it has. Okay, right, so before I do the autopilot this time, do the reset on that. Right, so wait 10-15 seconds for that. Make sure we're not crashing to earth before we do that. We need to come up a little bit. Just waiting for the ready flag to pop up. If it does, there you go, ready flag's in. Turn that to altitude and then track. Let's get back on track. Right, so we're heading over to Lynham now, another Royal Air Force base that's shut down in the last few years. Let's get a front view. So we're sort of following the M4, which is over there somewhere. There's Lynham Airfield just here. So we're going to be turning away to the southwest, down towards Cairn, and then towards Boscombe Down. Talking of which, we should have the TACAS reading here, which is saying that's around about 162 degrees, 22 miles away at the moment. So I'm just keeping an eye on those warning lights, making sure you don't trip out again. There's Lynham. Which is Clearly indicated by the X's on the runway that it's not serviceable anymore. There's one runway still active, the MOD still runs it, and they do occasionally still fly aircraft into the airfield. Right, one thing we can do now, we're settled down, the autopilot's on, we can put this into cruise mode. The RPMs drop off a little bit, so we'll increase them to about 80%. So on our leg now to Boscombe Down, which is still an active airfield. And as you can see, we're now 19 miles away, direction about 150 degrees. Right, Boscombe just up passing under our nose, and we're going to take a turn to the right here, down to the south. Right, no warnings yet. Yep, it seems to be behaving itself at the moment. Touch wood. It always keeps you on your toes. Right, so we're just passing over Salisbury somewhere. I think that's behind us now. Heading down to across the New Forest, down to Linton, and then well, just past the Isle of Wight, west of the Isle of Wight, and then we'll be taking a turn to the west on to our first circuit, which is the Lulworth Ranges. So when we do that, we want to get down to around about 220 knots. What are we at? About 300 at the moment, roughly. There you go, you can see up there where our track is. So we've got a bit of a circuit round here by the Lulworth Ranges, and then we'll carry on heading west. There's the New Forest. And in the distance there, you can just see the coastline of the Isle of Wight. We should fly directly over the Needles Lighthouse, which is the tip, the western tip of the Isle of Wight. Right, pull back on our speed a bit as we make this turn to the west. Right, we can just see the coastal town of Yarmouth on the Isle of Wight there, directly in front of us. The Needles, just to the right of that, which is where we'll be taking our next turn directly over to the west, then to Lulworth Bomb Range. There's the Needles. You can just about make out the lighthouse right on the end of it. Just get a better view as we turn past it. There it is, with its helicopter pad on the roof of the lighthouse. Oh well, it's covered by our wing at the moment. There it is. Goodbye to the Needles. Okay, we'll lose some more heights here, so we go back to indicated airspeed mode. Speed's dropping off there. That's what we want. There we go. Get us down to about 800 feet, 1600 at the moment. There's 1300. $1,200, 11, 1,000. Right, we'll do that now. We'll put it into height mode now. Give it some, a little bit more willy. Get some speed up. As we make our run into our first circuit, we check on the map. Check our speed. Okay, speed's good. So we've been making a circuit around the low-off bombing ranges. As you can see, is now just coming into view. Red circle represents the area that we want to circle around. As you can see, the track around it. Part of our sort of reconnaissance part of the exercise, as it were. Pool in Dorset is just passing us on the right there. That's Pool, where all the footballers live and all the other rich people. Right, and here we go into the turn for our circuit. Couple of ships out there. Got some sort of tanker. And all down here is the Lulworth Ranges. And a bit of a tight turn back in, and we'll go around for one more circuit and then head out to the west towards Portland and Weymouth. Right, last turn out, and we should get a good view of those ships out there. Looks like our route takes us right past them. And we'll turn around to the south, then out to the west again towards Portland and Weymouth and along the Jurassic coast. Well, that's Portland to our right there, and we should, in the next 6 miles, turn in towards that. We'll be flying over Portland with Weymouth to our right-hand side. And then we just follow the coastline until we get to, let's have a check out our next destination. Let's have a look on the map where we're going to be. There we go. So we're just on the right hand side here. We'll be taking the right turn over Portland, Weymouth, all the way up to Bridport, Lyme Regis, and then past Sidmouth, Exmouth, then on to Southerley, down to Dartmouth, past Paynton, holiday resort there, North Devon, and then down to South Devon, where we eventually going down to Davenport near Plymouth, and we're doing our next circuit down there, over the old Plymouth airfield as well, which is also out of service. Right, so there's Portland. Of course, another well-known naval island. Not so much now. Most of that's all been sold off, housing and everything. Just to our right there should be Weymouth. The old pillars in the way though. Weymouth over there. Move down there, we can probably see it. There it is. Passing the highest point on Portland. Down there you can see the dock area, and the marina, and the former naval base. And there's like the sort of sandbank there. Takes you all the way along the Jurassic coast here. Right, so whilst we're here, we do have some terrain coming up, so we'll go back to indicated airspeed modes. Might have to give a, yeah, we're just automatically climbing there. There we go. That's cool. About 1,000 foot a minute. So that'll settle down. We get up to 1,500 feet. That's 1,300. $1,400. And coming up 15. Right, so out of indicated airspeed, back to altitude mode, and we should settle back down. There you go. 1,500 feet. Perfect. Okay, so we've definitely settled 1,500. Bring our speed up a little bit now. Come back to 80%. Just to play it safe. Because if you do go too fast, you can knock the autopilot out whilst it if it enters a turn, which we've got a couple of turns coming up. There you go, about 280 knots. That'll do us nicely. This is the Jurassic coast now we're coming up to. We're finding a lot of that falling into the sea quite recently. The cliffs and whatnot. Landslide down there. So the little bay coming up just in front of us, just around the corner there, is Seaton, and we're sort of heading towards Boscombe. Is it Boscombe? No, it's not Boscombe. Oh god, what's it called? Well, there's Seaton tucked away in that bay there. Lovely little beach down there. I think the car park actually goes onto the beach somewhere. Branscombe, that's what it was called, Branscombe, not Boscombe. Right, so just over there, if we get the view here, just to the right there where the sea goes in, into Exmouth, or the River Ex. There's Exmouth. And down there is Dawlish, just to our right. We should be taking a left down towards Teignmouth, which is just coming onto our site here on the left. And there's Teignmouth, the Teignmouth Bridge. And then just over the way there is Paignton and the lovely bay that's got around there, around Paignton. It's more of like a sightseeing tour we're doing at the moment, isn't it? Nice and relaxing. So, all the area of Torbay and Paignton. I heard that the council's ripped all the bloody palm trees down there, some beautiful palm trees down in Torbay. And council in their wisdoms pulled them all out, all along here. Along got the mouse circling. The Royal, is that the Royal Hotel down there? There's a big hotel just outside between there and Paignton. Right, we should be making a right turn here down the southwest coast into North Devon. Down to Dartmouth. Alright, we'll reduce some speed here as we approach our next circuit around Plymouth. Alright, slowing right down now. We're entering our next circuit. So we're entering sort of Plymouth to the east, and we'll be taking a right turn round once out over the Tamar and around the estuary up to Ivy Bridge near enough, and then back out west along the coast. There's our speed settled down to perfect. So there's Plymouth, and we're just going to be turning and sort of circling Davenport, see what we can see. I'm just keeping an eye on our speed, making sure it doesn't drop off too much. Don't want to go much below 210 knots. So look what we can see down in Plymouth. There's obviously Plymouth City Centre down there. Davenport's over here, so we will be passing this way, making a circuit through. There's the Tamar Bridge over here somewhere. Big naval city is Plymouth. Much of it run by companies like Babcock's now, former VT Merlin. That looks like a prison there, doesn't it? Bloody hell. Monstrosity. Right, speed check one more time. Yep, we're fine. We're stabilised around about 210 knots. And there's the Tamar Bridge. See that from the front? Yep. And Davenport down here somewhere. There we go, there's Davenport. See, there's no ships in there, which is probably about right. We've got nothing to put in it. Autopilot keeping us on 1500 feet nicely. Seems to be behaving itself now. We're not doing anything rash with it, we're just letting it do its thing, and that's the best way with this. Don't interfere with it, because it will bite you. Right, final turn to the east, and we should get a pretty good view of Plymouth as we take our next turn in a few moments. Another solar farm. There you go. Under construction. Probably built now. Okay, back on our westerly as we're going to head out a bit more inland until we get to Fowey and St Austell, and then we'll start heading down to South Cornwall via Falmouth and the Coldrose Navy base. So we should be passing the Tamar Bridge one more time. Plymouth airfield down there. Tend to see a lot of that now with all the old airfields, all the X's painted on the runway, out of use. Such a shame. Okay, once we head off southwest, we can get our speed back up. The old bridge. we've got Falmouth down there, just to our right, and Penryn a little bit further up. And soon we'll be turning to a westerly direction and flying literally right over the Land's End landmark. Before we do that, we'll be approaching the Coldrose Navy base, literally flying over the top of that, and then our next waypoint will be at Land's End. Coldrose Navy base coming up near enough in front of us, and more like over to the left. We will be turning into it. We'll have to get an external view to get a butchers of it. Let's have a look. There it is. Coldrose Navy, otherwise Echo Golf Delta Romeo, as we fly literally over the top of the runway. Couple more turns and we'll be at Land's End, just over here where the mouse is spinning away. Horizon is just here, right in the far corner of that bay there. That's some beautiful beaches down there. Penzance just over there to our left. Couple of steep turns coming up, so we really do need to get our speed down now. I'm getting down to about 200 knots this time. So there's Penzance just down there. Excuse me. Checking on the autopilot. It's been behaving, isn't it? Quite impressed. Once it settles down. Okay, we're still dropping off speed, about 230 knots. Hopefully that'll settle us down to about 200, 210 knots. What are you, about 50%, 70%, just below 70% engine power. Still dropping speed. As you can see, it's continuously trimming out to keep us at 1500 feet, which is very good. Penberth just below us. And then a turn, we'll be turning northerly in a few moments, and we'll be going over the Land's End airfield. Right, so we'll slow down to run just below 210 knots. We'll knock it back just a tiny little bit, try and keep it to 200 knots or thereabouts. We want to get as slow as we can, really, because we've got a couple of tight turns coming up. Just wait to see what that settles down at. There you go. Whoops, just got the windscreen wipers on. There we go, Land's End coming up into visual. And we should be seeing the airfield. It's only a small airfield at Land's End. There it is. Down here, there's the runway. Tiny little airstrip. Let's check our speeds. Okay, just below 200 knots, that's fine. Okay, we can bring that speed back up, but we'll be reducing it again in around about, what's that, 15 miles or so. Oh, I forgot we got this turn here around St Ives, so we're going to do a bit of a circle around St Ives. Forgot about that. There is St Ives. Derby's Bay down there. Speed check. Okay, just a tiny bit more off the throttle. I purposely put these tight waypoints in just to see how a turning circle does work. If you look at our flight plan, you can see it's come way off here, and it's trying to catch up and get back on this waypoint here as we come round. So yeah, that's a bit of a mixture and going a little bit too fast. This does not like turning at speed too well. 200 knots below, you get some tighter turns. We're just heading down, as you can see here. Turns have tightened up a lot more. Just try and get it just below 200 knots. See how it deals with it as we turn back in on ourselves. Yep, I think it's just totally confused now. Okay, well it bypassed that. It just said, sod you, I'm going to take the next best routes. So it's cut out our St Ives loop that we were going to do here, and it's just going to carry on up the coast. So I don't know how it's going to handle our next two targets. I think I'll get the speed adjusted to see if it can manage them turns any tighter, but I think we'll be pushing our luck if we go below 170 knots, because it'll want us then in sort of approach mode, I suppose. But we'll see, we'll see. Right, so what's our speed now? We're 180. That's not a bad speed actually for slow turns. It's got about, what's that? That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got about 10 miles to run before we get to our next targets, which I do believe. Let's have a look. Is Penhal Army Training Camp, but I'm not sure whether that's the radar station as well. But we'll soon find out. Nice leisurely stroll. Right, so that airfield there is Perranporth. Another closed airfield, believe it or not, right there on the coast. And then just beyond that is Perranporth town. That's St Agnes here. I think it's just the one runway they got open now, which is this one. Oh, it's just one of the shorter ones anyway, for private aircraft. Doesn't, oh, there's a little private aircraft down there by a hangar. He seems to be the only one. So that's Perranporth, and Perranporth town is just appearing from our left. Out this window. Doesn't make a turn away from it. Right, so our next target coming up, I do believe, is this sector here, this army base. As you can see, there's some, I don't know whether these are discontinued, these radar stations. So look outside. Like they're all decommissioned, or they're certainly not shown, but I do believe that's the sort of Goon Hilly site there. And town of Newquay, a coastal town just coming up. There's a big hotel, I do believe, down here on this just by this peninsula. Something like the Royal or something. There it is. Down there. And of course, there you go, caravan sites. And we're going to be doing a circuit around Newquay Airport, which is still an MOD operating base. Used to be RAF St Morgan. Now it's Newquay, bit of a civil airfield. should be coming into view. There it is. Right, so we're going to make a circuit of the airfield over here, a bit of a tighter moving on our second approach to it. That is Nuki Airport. See if we can see any aircraft down there. It's indicating there's 1, 2, 3 aircraft on the ground somewhere, so probably only little tiddlers. Ah, there's one over there. It's a commercial airline of some sort. Two are in the down here, oops, down here somewhere. Oh, I can only see the one. This is the military side of the airfield here. Oh no, they're over there on the other side of the runway apparently. No, they're not. No, they are this side. Oh. I can't see the other two. I've only seen one. Parked by this building here, just in front of it. Or am I getting disorientated now? No, oh there it is. There's one. The other two should be over here somewhere, unless they're really small general aviation aircraft. Okay, I think that is the last of our targets. Now we're going to be heading up on a northerly, up the North Devon coast, and into Somerset, and then picking up the track down the River Severn. Right, so we've done that mostly straight all the way. We've got a 40-mile trek on here, so let's get some speed up now. Right, hold up, where is this taking us now? Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I was just zoomed in a bit too much. Okay, yeah, fine. Right, get us up to about 300 knots. We're about 280 at the moment. Don't want to go any more on that. I think we do end up knocking out the autopilot should we spill the beans too much. That below us is Padstow. So we'll be heading out into the Atlantic, and in around about 54 miles we should be heading back in east towards Minehead, Linton, Minehead, direct to Burnham-on-Sea, and then we track up the River Severn. I think we've got a bit of a circle around about Cardiff area, which we'll be doing, and then on the homeward leg. Camelford over there somewhere. Now if we can see it from here. No, just over here somewhere. You can see the hills of Wales, boy. Right there in the distance. Right, that's the point. How are we doing for fuel? Oh, right, okay. Well, we could cheat and call up some air-to-air refueling. It's not animated, as in you actually see an aircraft come up to you, but it's there should we need it, and I think we will actually. But yeah, okay, we'll see how we go in a few moments. Oh, let's do it for a laugh. Right, to the fly pads, fuel. I don't know how you do it, is it? This one here. Yeah.
Vulcan is clear to connect.
Right, we'll go 50% will do us, won't it? that start it? I don't know. 37. Oh yeah, there we go. That should do us. Yeah, it's as simple as that at the moment. Right, whilst we're out at sea and not seeing much, I'm going to get the ILS approach by Norton set up. I think pretty much on it, because I left it on the... Yeah, I did. I left it on the runway heading. Go to the radio panel. We want 111.10. 111.10. TACAN for there. Now we should be able to do it here. I don't think it does work. I'll try it. Should be 56. 20. Oh, okay. That's working. X mode, but has it actually put it in on the panel? Let's check. Yeah, it has. Oh right, it wasn't doing that before, so that latest update must have fixed that. Right, so we are coming up to Lundy Island, and then we're going sort of Bristol Channel bound. Let's go and check Lundy Island out, shall we? Whoops, what happened there? We went through the roof. There it is. It's our next waypoint, and then we turn on to A Northerly. Radar's picking up a couple of boats somewhere to our 1-2 o'clock. So as we do that turn, we might get them in view. Can't see them at the moment because this post is probably in the way. Oh, a little bit. They're another 14 miles away yet, so. Lundy Island, where the old bird watchers like to go, I do believe, as legend has it. Don't know too much about the island, to be honest. I don't know whether it's inhabited. Is it? Must be. We'll soon find out. Is there any houses? Yes, there's some buildings on it. Yeah, there's inhabitants there. It's like a very, very small village of some sort. What it is? Oh, is it a hotel? A church? Some other dwellings down there as well. Very nice. Of these boats yet. Right, so there's the coast of Wales. That's Swansea, right there in the distance. And where we're taking a right turn in a few moments up this way, heading up the Bristol Channel. On the coastline over here, if we could see it, is Ilfracombe and of course Chivenor. Have a look, see what we can see. Not a lot. We're doing a left turn, right turn at the moment, so. Oh, there we go. Bit of coastline, Ilfracombe. Minehead would be up here somewhere. So sort of Linton and Minehead. Ah, there's some ships we were picking up earlier. There's one there. And is that one there? Can't quite make it out. Oh, there's the other one. Is. Oh, it's a tanker by the looks of it. Another one there in the distance. It's quite busy down the River Severn today. That's got a bit skew with, isn't it? Right, so just around this peak here is should be the coastline of the coastal town of Minehead. That's Exmoor National Park over there on them peaks. So there's the little coastline, the bay of Minehead just coming into view on our starboard side. And yet another tanker. And over here, coming into view, is Cardiff, over there somewhere. Whoops. It's just right, that's sort of that bay here, is Cardiff. Okay, the Takan's come alive. Norton's 73 miles away. That's our destination. Of course, around about 65 degrees. We could actually switch direct to that, and it'll take us a direct route back. Might as well. It's what bloody hell! It's 10 to 2. So I think that's what we're going to do. So to do that, just quickly, to be safe, take the track mode off momentarily whilst we turn that to the mid position, which is Takan, and then set track on, and it should, there you go, start turning to around about 65 degrees. Now I'm not going to change the bug heading because I've got that set up for the ILS and runway. So that's how we change between the three different modes, heading modes. The central position, which is unlabeled, is Takan if you're using the tactical navigation. Remote is the GPS. Bomb mode is when you're using the HSI, the dial here to dial in your heading with the bugs. Of course, loc is localizer. GP, glide path, for when we're using the ILS, and which down here will change from height to the approach mode, and it should work. I've had one successful landing using it in clouds. The other one, for some reason, the autopilot bugged out. Right, hold up. I think there may be a bit of a conflict. with the autopilot sort of taking us around the other way at the moment. We don't want glide. Definitely in track. Try switching that back. Oh, did I change flight mode? Oh dear. Okay, whilst we do that anyway, we're going to indicated airspeed just to gain some height. Once we're there, we should see our vertical speed go up. Right up 3,000 feet a minute. Dropping back to about 2.5. Fine. I'm wondering if I put that right TACAN code in. What did I put it? Ah, wait a minute. I know what it's done. Did we put the right one in? Right, that'll do us 3,000 feet or thereabouts. Out of indicated speed. Into alt mode. That should keep us around about 3,300. Allegedly. Right, let's check this TACAN out, see if that's working. Right, 56. No, Bryce Norton is 56. We'll just check that on the map. And it is indeed 56X. Yep, Bryce Norton, BZN. That's all set correctly. So, I don't know why it's taken us west. Mind you, having said that, that's strange. Definitely in the right mode. Okay, right, so in that case it's saying 66 degrees. Okay, we'll have to change it. Right, it's probably going to be quicker going that way. We'll do track mode. 66, so if we do say 58, something like that, gives us a chance to get a turning back on track. So I'm going to go there. Mind you, is that tracking now? No, it's not. Okay, right, so we'll go into heading mode or bomb mode, and hopefully that should get us back on course. How are we doing for fuel? Yeah, we're a bit tight, so we want to sort of get back as soon as we can. And 60, oh, that's more like 70, isn't it? So and 3,200. That's fair enough. Right, at least we're going to end up heading the right way. So there's Swansea. No, it's not. Oh, that's somewhere else. What's that? port hall or something. Swansea is just around the corner, apparently. There. Right in the distance back there. Right, let's update that so we want to be more like 80 degrees now. So let's make a turn. It's 80 degrees. Right, if I just go back to the map and take a quick reference from there. Measure distance to... oh, bloody hell. Go away. Distance from here. Rise Norton. Why are you being a shit? So there. Right, so we've got about 80 miles. And we need to be, oh, we're on course at 80 degrees. Marvellous. 80 miles, fuel left, about £18,000 worth of fuel. Should be alright. He says last famous words. Bit of cloud coming in, you can tell you over Wales. Surprised it ain't raining. So 66 miles to go, bang on 80 degrees on the nose, as we confirmed there on the map. Sorry about that, I left you on the map, didn't I? Yeah, cool. Right, so we've got Newport coming into view in the distance there, and Cardiff. Cardiff down that way, and Newport just over there. The hills and valleys of Wales, boy oh. The old Brecon Beacons over there. I thought that, didn't they change the name of it or something into something, I don't know. Oh, that doesn't remind you of the military. Sad political correct world we live in. There you go, there's some proper townage in the valleys there. Wow. Quimbran, I think that is. Right, at this rate, we're rocketing along. We're just about to pass into the UK. We'll be... Chepstow? Yeah, we've got Chepstow coming up as well. One of them see that. Oh no, bloody big cloud in the way. Well, there's the River Severn coming back into view after we've done that untimely detour. God knows what that was about. But we weren't successful there with the TACAN guidance for some reason. It wanted to go in the opposite direction. Ah, wait a minute. I know what it was. Yes. Right, with the TACAN, you still have to use the HSI as well. You have to match this up to this, the course on here on the TACAN. I had that set for Bryce Norton's runway setting 250 or 254, and of course it's gone on the course of 254, which is why it was taking us out to West Wales. Right, okay, there you go. That I'd blame that on tiredness. It's 2 o'clock. We're flying this thing now, what, 2 hours? That's my excuse anyway, sticking to it. Yes, you must change the HSI as well to match the heading up with what's being displayed on the TACON here. Right, 48 miles to go. Plenty of fuel. We'll get there. I'm going to start reducing some speed in a minute. Or better plan what we're going to do. What I'll do, I'm going to turn us away in a few moments. We'll go back to the map. No, don't want it there. Right, there. Where's the distance? It's there. Right, so in a few miles, we're making a detour on a bearing of 46 degrees, which will then sort of put us on the approach pattern, or near as damn it. That's probably in about 10-15 miles we'll be doing that. There we go, back over the River Severn. There's Chepstow and the bridge. I think that's the old bridge, isn't it? I think. What do you think? Let's see the other one. Well, there you go. There it was. Till we rudely got interrupted by cloud. Right, so I've plotted that purple path that's coming along here, which will take us on 4-6 degrees, and that should get us near as damn it back onto this approach up here. Right, then we want to be, I think it's 220 knots at 2,500, where that green circle is. That's sort of where I put a marker there just to set up our approach and to try and see if the ILS works. But that'd be interesting. Will I bother with it? I don't know. If the visibility is good, we should get below this cloud. I might just do it manually anyway, just for a laugh. Okay, right, so let's get ready. We want to go 48 degrees. 60, 50, that will do us. Actual facts, this will turn slightly earlier, we'll do 52. That should do it. We'll start losing some height, so we'll put us back into indicated airspeed mode. drop the old anchors a bit. There we go. As we can see, vertical speed indicator is now heading in the right direction. 2,000 feet a minute, 3,000 feet a minute, and then it should settle out, hopefully. That'll do us. We're down at 2,900 at the moment, so I've got to be pretty quick here. 2007, 2006, that off, back to altitude mode. Oh, I just missed it, 2.4, but I'll put that in the bag. I'll take that. Right, what's our current speed doing? Right, 250. Don't want to go down too early. Bring the speed up a little. We can try and keep it 250. I'll be happy with that. Yep, it seems to be about there. Let's get that back down there, out of the way. Right, so our next course change. Oh no, we can keep it on 58 degrees. Is that where we are? Yeah, about 58 degrees. Oh, that's cool. Bloody hell, mate. And when we get to boom. Oh no, Little Wolford, we got to go 99 degrees. In actual fact, thinking about it, it should pick up the rest of it. If I put that back up there, I wonder, would it pick up the flight plan from where we are? Let's have a look. Let's put it in remote. Oh no, it's going to go right down to waypoint 12. Okay, put it back, put it back. What it was. Maybe when we get back on the track up here, it might just sort itself out. So it's going to take us back down to bloody Chepstow. All right, speed check. 250 knots. Cool. As we're coming up to our sort of approach prep, we'll try and get that down to 220 now. That's 240. Touch more. $230. Still reducing. We'll just let that settle down. $220, give or take. degrees to 99. Right, so we should be parallel near enough. Bryce Norton there, where the pillar's in the way. Let's have a look. Should be over there in the distance somewhere. Right, so we want to be, what's that, it's 90, we want to go 91, right, okay, to the east, right. Fine, excuse me. Right, so about 5 miles before we do our turn. Speed check, 200. A little bit slower than I wanted to be, but that'll do. What is that down there? Right, about another mile, and then we'll turn to the east. Right, that should do it. Right, 90 degrees. And then in roughly 8 miles, we want to go 99 degrees. Cut some of this out actually. Right, speed check. Drop the speed a tiny bit more, because I might make an early turn in. Right, let's just check. No, I don't want to do that here. Bomb. ILS 254 degrees. 111.1. Oh, that's 100. Well, it's not going to let us do the. Okay. Right, so how many miles would that be from there? Right, so we've got Enstock. Oh no, that's Kidlington Airfield coming up on our right. Yes. Alright, we'll go 99 degrees now. Wrong way. It's 100 near enough. So that will leave us 19, take that 15 miles out roughly. By the time we do that, what we are 18 at the moment. Okay. Two. Thought it'd catch up with the legs here, but it hasn't. I'm wondering if I can do a direct to from here, select waypoints. Yeah, no. Finma, decap, D-E. Why is it not taking E? E, K, A, P. Decap, enter, distance 13 miles, activates, decap, let's see if that works, back to remotes, wow it works, okay, flags are gone, that's good, and at decap I'll take over manually there for our approach. Right, so we are 21 miles at the moment out. Decap, I want to do a 2. Where is that? Let's have a look. Decap. 170. So at decap we want to go 170 degrees. 170 degrees rather. Ah, it's kept the waypoints. Haha. Right, so now if I pull that into... Hold up, let's pull that... Is that in remote? Yeah, it's in remote. Oh, so it's worked this time. Last time it just totally wiped the flight plan. So because we're in remote, which is obviously the GPS, I won't have to put any... I shouldn't have to put any coordinates in because this should pick it up. All I need to do when we get to dot it or dote it is put the runway heading in, which is 254, I do believe. Cool. Yeah, so once we get to decap or decap, whatever it's called, on here, it should automatically go purple and do doot it past WCO. Well, that's the plan. We'll keep an eye on it. So I'll keep it there. We'll see if it does what it promises to do. Before we do that, let's check the speed. Speed from about 195 knots. We can come down to roughly 180, 170, 180. Keep an eye on that, and keep an eye on that, whilst keeping an eye on outside. Right, so that's about 190 so far. Probably a tad more. That's 190. Touch more. Right, so I'm interested to see what the GPS is going to do now. Now that it's worked. Yes, it has. Marvellous. Right, that saved a lot of work. Right, so 185. We can come down a little bit more. It's 180. Right, so on this next turn at Dootit, once we completed that turn, I can get the runway heading sorted out on the bug. Right, we're just about to make that turn now, I think. Yep. So let's go back down here, make sure we don't slow down too much. Oh, that's perfect, actually. That is roughly what we want. 170, 180 for our approach. Right, so down here, I can set this back for 254. What's the quickest way? That way. Two 210, 220, 230, 240, 250. That's near as damn it. Right, so if I select approach, well, let's just try glide path now. What's that going to do? Will the flags go across? There we go, we've got one flag. $24 miles to go. There you go. It seems to have locked onto the glide path as we are, well, we was slowly descending. It seems it's a little bit off. Right, okay, so if we go 2, 5, 6. No, it's not going to do it. Well, I'm going to have to go back to remote. So that's 255. Yeah, it's going to be manual, I'm afraid. Okay, alright, we tried. A little bit more practice with the ILS on this thing. Well, we're sort of on course. What we can do is now manage descents. Not scrolling. Come on. There you go. Thank you. With the speed and trim. $19 miles out. start to trim it now to start losing some height. Oh great, and we got a big blanket of cloud over there. This is where we really needed the ILS. Damn it. Right, why are you not taking us down? Come on, let's trim out. Doesn't want to trim out. Okay. Autopilot off, and we'll just make some manual adjustments here. Alright, 14 miles to go. Just didn't want to see that cloud, but there you go. It's just tough. Right, that's the airfield over there, so let's get on profile. Right, good visual of the runway, probably a little bit high, so we'll start losing some height. Get that gear down. A little bit of speed brake. Got about 8 knots wind from our left, which is blowing us off course a little bit, but I'm sure we can manage that with a bit of rudder. Right, we need to drop some heights. That's full speed brake at the moment, so we really bleed off that speed. We want to be about 150 knots. Keep that landing spot in the middle of my screen. A little bit low. That corrects for that. Okay, lose the throttle. A little bit of rudder. Start the flare. Full speed brakes. Well, there you go, that wasn't too bad, wasn't it? Right, that's it for another flight. The old Just Flight Vulcan B2, excellent aircraft. As I say, I've never seen nothing as detailed as this in Flight Simulator for ages. Absolute joy to fly it. It is fun. Let it run away, it will kill you. It's just a monster. It loves going fast. But hates the slow speeds, as you see. Tetchy thing with the ILS on the autopilot. The autopilot full stop's quite tetchy, but that's how it was back in the day. Real flying. Absolute pleasure to fly. You do actually feel like you're flying something on this. Anyway, thanks for joining us, and I'll see you on the next one.